Hello there, and welcome to episode 36, Translating Word Problems. On me, Mr. Fishy, and I'll be talking to you today about, hey, Mr. Fishy, you don't know all the math around here. I'm going to help the kids today about translating word problems. All right, guys, so set up your paper to look like this. We have the addition. We're going to talk about addition, subtraction, multiplying, and dividing, and what words you can look for in a word problem to know that you need to add, subtract, multiply, and divide. So kind of like when you go to a doctor, they don't just start surgery when you get there. They need to first figure out what they need to do before they can help you. So, and for us in math, we need to figure out what do we need to do. Do we need to add, subtract, multiply, and divide? And there are usually key words that can help us. So here's a list of those keywords for adding, and that's added to, either, total, in all, together, combined, perimeter, and most importantly, sum. Remember, sum is the answer when you're adding two numbers. Oh, Mr. Santos, don't you believe that the student should highlight the word sum? That's a good idea, guys. Use your highlighter and highlight the word sum, because that's the kind of the key word there. And every time you see the word sum, we're talking about adding. So let's go to subtraction. All right, so for subtraction, we have phrases like how much more, how much is remaining, decreased by, fewer by, minus, and then the word that means the answer to a subtraction problem is the difference. So go ahead and highlight the word difference. All right, next let's move on to multiplying. And, oh, can I read these, Mr. Santos? Sure, Mr. Fishy, you can read these. All right, students, for Halloween I was a fishy, and then I thought you were going to read the words there. Oh, yes, of course. So, for multiplying would mean a fraction of something, using a fraction like 1/2 or 1/3, times, multiplied by, increased by a factor. Remember, a factor is the numbers that you're using to multiply. Correct. A rate of something, doubled, that means times 2. Oh yeah, let's add that to our notes. Tripled, which means times 3. And then most importantly, students, a product. A product would mean the answer to a multiplication problem. All right, very good. So be sure to highlight the word product, because that means the answer to a multiplication problem. All right, guys, and the last part of this is the words for division, and that would mean words like divided or groups. If it's talking about a half of something, that means divided by 2. A third of would mean divided by 3, and a quarter of would mean divided by 4. It would also be the same thing as multiplying times a half, multiplying times a third, and multiplying times 1/4. These would all be the same thing as dividing. So the word you need to highlight here is a quotient. Okay, a quotient would mean the answer to a division problem. All right, guys, and then our last strategy is if you get stuck and you really can't tell what the problem wants you to do, is at the bottom of your page, give yourself this note. If you ever get stuck, draw a picture. All right, draw a picture of what's happening in your word problem, and maybe that can help you figure it out. All right, so for the next 2 days, we're not going to have notes. We're going to be looking at different word problems, and we're going to be solving them here in the videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you later, children. See you later, Mr. Fishy.